Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Clean Energy Edge. I'm Russ Bates. Solar and wind, they both get attacked in the headlines quite a bit, but we can't forget about electric vehicles taking political punches too. So let's cut through that noise and talk facts. Donald Trump, he has repeatedly attacked EVs. He calls them a hoax, claims nobody wants electric cars, and moves to dismantle federal support. He's already revoked EV targets, eliminated tax credits, and he's definitely pressuring infrastructure funding to go away. Now, none of that kills the technology, but it does show clearly where his priorities lie. So today, we'll break it down. How EVs stack up against internal combustion engine vehicles, what the numbers really say about cost savings, and why people are still going electric despite the political theater. Hey, but before we get started, do me a quick favor. Hit that like, subscribe, and alert bell so you don't miss future episodes. It really helps us grow and keeps you in the loop every time we drop new content. So let's start with the basics. When you drive an EV, the first thing you'll notice is the performance. Instant torque, smooth acceleration, no engine noise. You don't have to shift gears. My Tesla Model S, it'll snap your head back faster than any muscle car. My wife's Volkswagen ID4, family SUV, light years ahead of the gas SUVs we used to drive. And it's not just fun. It's practical. EV drivetrains are simpler, far fewer moving parts. That means fewer breakdowns and less maintenance. No oil changes, no timing belts, no transmission repairs. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, electric vehicles cost a lot less to maintain than gas cars too. And I can tell you from my experience, definitely true. My Tesla has almost zero maintenance beyond tires. And that cost difference compared to what I used to spend on oil changes, filters, and engine work, it's not even close. Then there's the fueling. Gasoline engines are wildly inefficient. I think it's like 25% of that energy in gasoline actually moves the car. The rest, it's wasted as heat. Electric motors, they're 85 to 90% efficient. Totally different. That efficiency shows up in your wallet. Depending on where you live, switching from gas to electric can save a noticeable amount every month. And over time, that adds up. And here's something else I can personally testify to. The time savings are just as valuable. I charge at home 99% of the time, so I'm not stopping at gas stations every week. I just plug in at night and wake up with a full tank. When you get used to that, you'll never want to go back. So if Trump's right that nobody wants EVs, somebody forgot to tell the market and the rest of the world. In 2024, Americans bought about 1.6 million electric vehicles. That was over 10% of all new cars sold. Between 2020 and 2024, EV sales grew nearly 50% per year on average. That's not a niche trend anymore. That's the kind of growth every automaker dreams about. And even in 2025, with all the political noise, that growth hasn't stopped. In just the first quarter alone, nearly 300,000 new EVs hit the road. That's an 11% jump from the same year before. That makes up around 7.5% of the new vehicle sales. Now, as of September, the $7,500 federal tax credit, that's gone. That's thanks to the big billionaire bill. And analysts from Princeton, Wood Mackenzie, and others, they expect that could slow growth by 20, maybe even up to 40% over the next few years. But here's the thing. This isn't a market that lives or dies on tax credits. Even as the incentives fade, demand's still there. I mean, sure, Tesla sales have dropped tremendously, but that's not a rejection of the technology. It's a reaction to Musk. The tech still wins. People are just shifting to other brands. Automakers from Ford to Hyundai to Rivian, they're stepping in and they're moving product. The economics speak for themselves. Lower operating costs, less maintenance, and a better driving experience with or without a tax credit. Globally, the momentum's even stronger. China and Europe are scaling faster than anyone, and automakers worldwide have already committed hundreds of billions of dollars to EV and battery factories. Nobody invests that kind of money into something they think is going away. You don't build a future around gasoline engines. But again, here's where politics can collide with progress. In September of this year, ICE agents raided the Hyundai LG battery manufacturing plant under construction in Georgia. They detained 500 workers. Many of them were South Korean nationals. So the rate shut the project down, and it's still not back up. Hyundai says construction might not resume until sometime in 2026. The fallout? Jobs lost, investment frozen, momentum stalled. Meanwhile, the rest of the world isn't waiting. South Korea, China, and Europe, they're charging forward with next generation battery tech and manufacturing capacity. So while America plays politics, other countries are locking in the supply chains that will define global energy leadership for decades. And here's the kicker. Most of these EV and battery plants, including that one in Georgia, they're in red states. So Tennessee, Ohio, Michigan, these aren't coastal experiments. They're real jobs for real Americans. So Trump, he can bash EVs all he wants, but those jobs are tied to the technology of today and tomorrow, not 19th century fuel burning. The world's moving forward. Whether our politics catch up or not is a choice we're making right now. So why are people still going electric even with all this noise? First, once people drive one, they get it. I mean, surveys show EV owners have some of the highest satisfaction rates in the industry, much higher than gas car owners. Second, charging infrastructure, it's getting better. Yeah, it's been frustrating at times. I've experienced it personally, but every year reliability improves and networks expand. Third, consumers are forward looking. People want a car that's cheaper to own, more fun to drive, and cleaner for the air their kids breathe. That's not politics. That's just common sense. So here's the bottom line. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. EVs are already here. They're cheaper to run, they're more reliable, and they're growing in market share every single year. As battery technology keeps improving, it gets more efficient and less expensive, the price of EVs keep dropping. Every month, they're becoming more affordable and accessible, especially with the growing used EV market. I mean, that Tesla I have, that's a Model S, and I love it, and I bought it used. Automakers know where this is heading. Consumers know it. And frankly, the only people pretending otherwise are politicians with an agenda. So Trump, he can rail against EVs all day long, but the market is voting with its wallet, and the vote is clear. The future's electric. So my advice, don't get caught up in the noise. Look at the numbers, look at the savings, look at the growth, and most importantly, take an EV for a test drive yourself. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this episode useful, hey, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. And if you're already driving an EV, drop a comment and let us know your experience. We'll catch you next time.